before we sort of begin our list of eminent speakers here, Jamyang Norbu would like to just say a few preliminary words.
Good evening, everyone. Before we start on this important discussion here today, I just wanted to make a few announcements. One of the reasons why you gathered here is to release the American edition of a collection of essays of mine called Shadow Tibet. And of course, there's a whole lot of shameless self-promotion in this, but I assure you that one of the reasons why we did this book of mine was to raise money for another project called High Asia. One of the reasons we started High Asia as a publication unit was essentially to combat Chinese propaganda. Not just propaganda that you get from Beijing, but the publicity that now comes from academics, from intellectuals, from media people in the West, in the name of doing trade with China. There's a lot of misrepresentation of Tibet, and I felt that, me and a number of others felt that this had to be somehow countered. That the misrepresentations about Tibet was not only harming our image, but in many ways causing a lot of confusion within the ranks of Tibet supporters. So in order to do that, it felt the first thing we had to do was at least get some books, some literature out, trying to counter the arguments being presented by so many self-serving academics and intellectuals in the free world, in India, in the United States, and Europe. So it's a very small thing, but we started off by publishing something called Buying the Dragon's Teeth, for that which Israel Publications sort of helps support. And this small book, which lists basically all the human rights abuses in China that take place, and how your money, when you buy goods from China, how in many ways it promotes all this abuse of human rights. It's been quite successful in the fact that although this book is now, to some extent, it needs to be revised, some of the information is dated, still it's been published in Japan by a major publisher. It's out in French by a French publisher from Montreal, and it's released in, I think, France, and it's published in German. And at least the argument is going up. The next book that we are supposed to have out tonight, but which unfortunately it seems that there's been some kind of mix-up with the delivery, so we're not sure we're going to have it out here. Nonetheless, it's called Shadow Tibet. It's a collection of my essays for about 6 or 7 years. So one thing I want you to know is all proceeds from this book go towards the cause, that I don't take any royalties in it. And in fact, the money that comes out from selling these books, the next project we have is to publish a novel by a great Tibetan journalist, the late editor of the Tibetan Review, Wangchuk, who left a manuscript behind, a very funny novel about Dharamsala life, which we want to publish and let the Tibetan public and the Western public have, so we want to publish that book. So, for this reason, please buy the books as birthday presents or whatever else. You know, even if you've read it, please make sure that people do read it. Now, I just wanted to say one word about High Asia publication, that when we first put it together, one of the founding directors was Lisa Curie, a great activist here in New York and a great friend and supporter of Tibet. But now, you know, she has worked not only in High Asia, but for Boycott Made in China, for Rangzhen Alliance, a number of other organizations. She's been in so many of our projects and works here in the United States, and now she's leaving us for pastures anew, to be in the mysterious East in Thailand, you know, near the warm beaches and whatever, I think. So I just wanted to say thank you so much to Lisa for all those years of selfless dedication to the cause and for your support and friendship. So just on this note, I'd like to pass it on to our moderator, Wangchuk Shakabpa.